now I have your attention. Today I'm going to be doing something that will probably give me the willies, but I thought it was important to just have a look and, you know, go onto a corner of the internet that maybe I don't agree with, but they might be able to change my mind. And that is the Dogfree subreddit. And you may think, oh, Dogfree, just people who, you know, they're not maybe big fans of dogs, or they don't like dogs that much, or they don't have dogs. No, these people despise them. I think a lot of them have murderous intent. And, you know, I don't want to put that on them, but some of the verbiage is interesting, to say the least. But a brief description in their own words. This subreddit is for those who do not like or own dogs, to discuss modern day dog ownership and its effects on society. This is our corner of the world. Weigh in from dog owners is off topic and disallowed. Thank you for respecting our space. Oh yeah, imagine not having an echo chamber that you live in. That would be awful. On the respect part, we'll see. We'll see if I have respect. I get no respect, so maybe I won't respect. We'll see, you know? No respect. My wife, she doesn't respect me. She has sex with other men. Off topic. Alright. Now, because we're new on this subreddit, alright, I want to check the rules, alright? I want to make sure that I'm not breaking any. You know, as much as I may disagree, I'm a rule follower, okay? I've never broken a rule in my life, okay? You can go back through my years of life, okay? I've never jaywalked. I've never done anything illegal, ever. Never sped, not even 1 kilometre over. Is my nose growing? No animal abuse or violence. Well, that's a good start. That's a good rule to have. I'm glad you have that rule. No disclaimers or dog owner input. I'm about to have input, and I do own a dog. And he's black and white, so racially ambiguous. He's old, and he's fat. No bigotry. Far out. What? Anyway, that's enough rules, alright? As much as I love rules, I'm all ruled out. There's too many rules on this place. 11? You need 11 rules? In my place, 1 rule. There are none. Which is a terrible rule, to be honest. We probably should have some rules. Alright, let's see if these people have a point about dogs. That is cold. Okay, well. Dog culture in movies. There's going to be a cinephile and a dog hater, because I don't know if I can handle that. I don't know if I can handle the two pretentious sides coming together. I just don't know if I can. I don't know if I can handle it. My brain may explode. Listen, I love a film as much as the next guy, but some people just need to fucking pull it back. You're not a director, shut the fuck up. I've been sitting on this post for a while. Why would you be sitting on it for? That seems like a weird thing to be doing with a post. And it was going to make a separate one for the day after tomorrow. After watching someone's review of John Wick, which I've never watched, I thought I should stop procrastinating, lol. After a long wait, I finally got to watch the day after tomorrow. As far as ridiculous disaster movies go, it was interesting enough. But it also features some dog nuttery as part of the plot. I mean, I remember that movie. I remember there being like 1 dog in one scene. You were watching the movie, you're going, this is a good movie, and then you went, oh, there's a dog. I hate this movie. You're that laser focused? Really? A character has a dog. Whatever. But then he brings it into the library. Well, yeah, he brings it in the library because fucking Manhattan's flooding. Security guard tells him the dog cannot be in there. I know we're supposed to think the guard is a big meanie, but all I'm wishing is that the guard was not just a fictional character in a movie. Was the guard your favourite character in the movie? Did you enjoy him? Did you enjoy his performance? Well, I mean, in any other circumstance, I'd be like, yeah, fair enough. But when the whole of fucking New York is flooding, I'm like, brother, just let the dog come with the owner. I feel like that's a fair thing. In any other circumstance, if he was just walking into the library with the dog, I'd be like, okay, yeah, maybe you shouldn't take the dog in the library. But there is literally a natural disaster going on. You know, some rules get bent. Not like that. Later on, people are hunkered down in the library and the dog starts barking for no freaking reason. It barks reverberate through the cavernous room. Very headache-inducing. I don't even know what to say. It's just, I feel like you're making a lot out of nothing. I mean, reading this I'm confused. I don't even know what's going on. Now, if I'd seen this movie years ago, I'd have brushed it off as a dumb scene. What, until you became cold and lifeless, and now you're like, this is what's wrong with movies these days. The dogs. But now it actually irritated me. I feel like that's a you problem. Why are you irritated by a dog in a movie? That feels like a weird issue to have. Like, how neurotic do you have to be to go, oh, I can't believe you let the dog in the library when there was a natural disaster happening. That really pissed me off. How insane do you have to be? What kind of psycho goes, Dad, I'm gonna explode with anger. Now, I know I'm one to talk, alright? There's little things that piss me off, but this seems inconsequential to anything. Like, there are bigger things happening in life. This is the thing that pisses you off. This pushes you over the edge. Like, what hatred in your heart do you have to go, dog insane, make me mad? I don't know, it just seems insane. If you were around 70 years ago, you may have been put into a padded room. And would that have been fair? 50-50, time would tell. In part because that scenario is no longer limited to being an idiotic idea in a fictional setting. Prior to seeing this movie, I'd seen 2012. In that one, the character drowns saving a dog. This leaves me with the impression that Roland Emmerich is a big-time dog nutter. Well, no, maybe because he's like, most normal people at least have sad feelings when an animal of any type is drowning. Let me invoke some emotion with this certain scene. A lot of people have dogs. I mean, it's not all conspiracy. It's okay. He may have, however, inadvertently shown the negative aspects of dog worship. Death and the possibility of being in an uncomfortable situation. Facing death and having to listen to some shrieking dog whose presence serves no purpose. So what I've just read, what I'm getting from that is you would never put yourself in harm's way to save, I would say, anyone else, but let alone a dog. Anyone who doesn't serve a purpose to you, whose presence doesn't serve a purpose, is of no purpose to you, and you are very selfish. I mean, I'm getting a lot of these different notes that are hitting. Just from that, half a sentence. Do you not sometimes wake up and go, do I have something in my brain, a worm possibly, that is controlling me day in, day out, that has eaten the empathetic part of my brain, possibly? I mean, I get it. You might not like dogs, fair enough, that's okay. But this seems a little over the top, don't you think? Do you dedicate a lot of your life to this? I mean, you're in a subreddit about it, I assume you do. What really ticked me off, however, we're just scratching the surface of your annoyance, it seems. What really ticked me off, however, in the day after, was when some wolves were shown attacking people and then being killed. So the good guys can kill canine characters in movies, just only if they're naturally occurring variety, and not man-made mutants that gift us with nothing but pestilence and social drama. I don't think that's what the movie was portraying. It wasn't making a stance like, oh, this is okay. It was just like, oh, survival of the fittest. It seems like a bit of a overanalyzation of that scene in the movie. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't think it was yes, it's good to kill natural canines, as you put it. I don't think that's what the scene was putting across. I think it was just like, oh, the things you have to do to survive. That's my take on it anyway, but maybe you're of a higher being than me, so maybe I'm completely wrong, who knows. Alright, on to John Wick. Like I wrote, I've never seen this movie, but I watched a guy talking about it on YouTube. Alright, let's say we accept the premise that the dog John Wick was upset about held special meaning to him because it was a gift from his dead wife. I can actually swallow that premise. For a limited time, dog people have taken just about all my patience. I'll give it to you, you are very obsessive, keep on it. But then, at the end of the movie, he goes and gets another dog? What? Not just any dog, but the clip I saw, it looked like a pit bull. He got a pit bull? That's scary. The breed that would happily tear apart its original pet. So I guess the specialness of his dead wife's gift was not so special after all. Just because he got another dog doesn't mean the previous dog was any less special. I don't think that's how that really works. But also, it's a movie about a guy who kills like 1,000 dudes. It's not that deep. Again, I could brush it off as just a movie, as you should, but you're you and you're neurotic, so you won't. Up until recently, dog nuttery limited to movies didn't bother me. But now you're taking a stand, and I'm glad you are. That's good on you for taking, for something, a stand for something. It's a very weird thing to take a stand on, but good on you. At least you got something to wake up for every day. Growing up, I watched All Dogs Go to Heaven. Okay, before I even read this, what are you going to say about All Dogs Go to Heaven? It's an animated movie about a dog and a child and their relationship. How are you going to make this all about you and your hatred for dogs? Please, I can't wait. I could differentiate between cartoon dogs and reality. Well, I'm glad you could. If you couldn't, I'd be worried that someone is not taking their medicine properly. I still sort of like the movie for its nostalgia, but in real life, dog worship has eroded my tolerance. Wait, so what's this got to do with All Dogs Go to Heaven? What? I don't understand what the point of bringing that up is. As I said before, let's try and keep this succinct, please. While watching the dog barking at nothing in the library scene, I got really irritated. Because I can see a real world scenario where there is a real life disaster, wildfires or hurricanes, anyone? But why would it matter if the dog barked? It's not like a quiet place where the dog barking will attract some fucking monsters. It's a fire. What, because it might annoy you a little bit? you know, it would make you uncomfortable, and we wouldn't want to make you uncomfortable. We wouldn't want that. We wouldn't want you uncomfortable, because that's just not on. We won't let the children in either, because they can be loud, can't they? They can be loud. Anyone who may speak at a tone that's higher than what should be, not letting them in either. We'll let them burn. Fuck them. And spaces intended for humans will be forced to cater to dogs as well. So what you're saying is, if there were people who brought their animals with them to a shelter where they were, you know, waiting for a fucking hurricane or a wildfire to, you know, dissipate, you would be like, no, I think we should leave them at their houses so they can burn to death. You know how insane that sounds? Do you know how insane you sound right now? You're like, you know what? No, it's a human place only. Fuck the animals. Animals, no, they can burn to death. They can die a horrible death in the wildfire, you know? Because I don't want to be affected. I don't want to be affected, so they can have a horrible death. They can die painfully and slowly in a fire, or get whipped up into a hurricane, and they can just die, because I don't want to be uncomfortable. If I'm uncomfortable, there's going to be a problem. Don't get picky or choosy about where you want to sleep, or next to whom, because it's an emergency. So good luck if you have to bunk next to someone's emotional support pit bull, or flea-ridden yappy little nightmare. Oh, please. You made up this hypothetical, you've pissed yourself off over it, and the tone you use is as if you're in the right. I don't know how you can think that. How could you think that you're in the right here? In a hypothetical, mind you. It's not even a real thing that's happened. Now, I was going to do a few more different posts on here, but that post was a long one, and it took up a lot of my time. So I'm just going to stop it here. I might revisit, I might not. It's just, I mean, again, you don't have to like dogs. That's okay. It's fine. But this seems a little insane. Like, you're overanalyzing movies because there's a dog in it and it annoys you. That seems like something someone who is mentally deranged would do. There's something wrong with you. And I think you should seek help. Anyway, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this for some reason. I know I did not, because I feel neurotic myself after reading most of this. Anyway, thanks for watching once again. I'll see you later, and goodbye.
I love Shifty Drongo. Shifty Drongo.